Hello everyone. So I'm going to try to pick this herd on camera. I haven't practiced picked on it or anything else, but with Murloc running into that one that he couldn't open, and they may just trying to demonstrate that they're difficult. I then went back and researched more videos on herd padlocks, and also shout out to my buddy Fred Flintstoner, because he reminded me I discovered on these round body herds that you can core shim them and you can get in, but I forgot about that on these little padlocks, because they are substantially different looking, even though you're made by the same company. If you've got a lock that's big, you might change the locking mechanism, but this kind of mechanism is core shimmable. But that's not the way I'm going to get into this one, if I do get into it. And it's a USN Navy one. But I watched Lockpicking Lawyer go through one, an old tire lock one, Hurd Padlock from the 20s, 30s. And he goes through that padlock like it's a master lock number 3, an easy master lock number 3, because there are some kind of difficult ones out there. But yeah, he just walked through it, and he's so methodical and great at what he does. It's skill, basically. He's got skill, I don't have that kind of skill, but I'm gonna try to pick this pallet. There's the two cats there that have been hanging out together lately a lot. There wasn't no hanky-panky going on. I should have weighed her when she came in, and then weighed him and made sure that everything was staying the same, that nobody's gaining weight, if they're not pregnant or anything. That did happen to me with a cat once. Sparky, the last cat that I had here, I had her for 16 years, but she walked up when I was outside, and I used to feed a lot of stray cats in New Mexico. Let me get my wrench out here. In the back of my mind, I hear the negative person yelling at me that said that I rambled on so much before I got to picking. Well, yeah, that crap's gonna happen with me. I'm gonna try counterclockwise, but she was a really good cat, but she was pregnant. And I didn't know it when I adopted her. I found out later on. But she had some really good kittens. One of them I called Pikachu. It was really good. A gray cat. It had that stare, man. I could say a lot of stuff with it, like, you haven't fed me yet. She didn't talk a whole lot, but she could stare at you when she wanted something. See, what Lockpicking Lawyer did is a 5-pin lock. He just went through, and he knew what. See, and I've already got some that were set, 3 pushed up. He knows what to do. You go in, and you feel for binders. So he's already got the tension set correctly, for the lock. He's already got that figured out, not too much and not too little. So he does find his binders. He just goes in and touches and looks for binders, and when he does, he just pushes them till they click. And in theory, that's all you have to do on a lock, but man, in reality, it's not that easy. I've been picking for a year and a half or so now, and there are a lot of things that I can't get into. I progressed a little bit, I'd say, but I am in no way up there in the top with people like Bosnia Bill and I was thinking about this one time before also. I don't know if I want to be that good, because then at that point that it's not going to be, I wonder if I can get into this herd. No, you're going to know you can, and within probably less than 2 minutes, So what is the fun in that? The fun is basically gone from this, I would say, for him. He probably does it more out of a, respect for the viewers or something than actual getting any pleasure out of it. Because it's no challenge. There really are, you know, like if you reach that point where it's no challenge, then to me it would be no fun. These locks are challenging. It was challenging to Bosnian Bill. It's challenging to me. It was challenging to Murloc 68. And anybody else that wants to try them, it's challenging. Now, I could probably practice on this thing and every day pick on it, you know, hours at a time until I get it open and I figure out exactly how to do it, how much tension, what to use, rehearse videos over and over again until I put one up where I get one open in like as fast as a lock picking lawyer or something like that, you know, and say, yeah, they're easy. But not only would I be fooling myself, I'd be fooling a lot of other people out there that, you know, were really interested in locks and maybe discouraged them. I ran into that before on picking locks, man. I tried to get into locks that I've seen other people get into easily. And I got really discouraged, like, what am I doing this for? And I had to remind myself, I'm not a locksmith. I'm in it for the fun, you know, and if you run into a challenge and you're not ready for it, come back to it, you know? I mean, you don't have to completely give up and lose hope. I mean, to me, the more challenging a lock is, when you do open it, the greater satisfaction it's going to be is, yes, you know? It may have taken forever, but I finally got into this sucker, you know? But on an old padlock like this, if it was locking up, let me give you an example. That Corbin with the chain on it. I'm going to try to get that sucker open also, because this beautiful Corbin is stuck to this crappy little chain here, and I can cut the shackle, but I want to pick this guy open, you know, to relieve him from this. He had matching green paint on him too, so in a way they're joined, you know, together. But I want to get that open. If that particular padlock, that Corbin, I could get into it by core shimming or shackle shimming, that would have been off by now, because I can pick it later, you know. The main thing is to get into it non-destructively, if at all possible. All right, I'm going to try this guy clockwise. I have picked this lock open before, off camera, but I've tried many times. I've lost count of the number of times I've tried to get it on camera. And if I get it open again off camera, I'm just going to leave the shackle open. But yeah, there's really tight tolerances in these locks. They took pride in craftsmanship. They had well-maintained machines. You know, if something wore down and started producing things out of tolerance, then they must have replaced them or whatever. But they took pride in craftsmanship on this, and it wasn't. If it was mass-produced, it was done correctly. Because after all these years, these padlocks still hold up as far as like precision, and they don't hold up for security because they probably had core shims back then, but I don't know if anybody knew about this. I know that later on locks started producing cylinders with, there's no way to core shim them because there's a rim right here. If you can take a core shim and you can stick it on the side and it goes all the way down, or, you know, goes in pretty far and then runs into something up here, that thing's core shimmable. And you can get into it using a pick and a shim. You just push your thumb up there and you'll either push the key pin and the driver all the way up, or you'll reach the shear line. But whatever you do, just let the shim slide forward, and eventually once it's all in there, then you just turn the core like you had a key. Sometimes that'll drift, you know, the shim will drift off and not stay with the Bible, but as long as you get the lock open. If you've got a blank key for that particular lock, then you can do it really quickly, because the blank key just slides the drivers right up there, key pins and all, if you've got room. All right, getting nowhere here. I'm just trying to go a little bit faster with this guy. But, yeah, I've tried lighter tension, heavier tension, medium tension. Had the pick almost fall off. I mean, the tension wrench almost fall off from using no tension. You've got to have enough to get a binder set. And the ones that I do, when they click, after they click, I try to get off of them, but they just feel mushy. You know, like you've overset them. Like the click that you got was the second click. I don't know. As you can see, I'm getting nowhere once again. So I'll put this up just to prove that or I have one pin set. That these are tough locks. I think I should have used heavier tension on that. If I had a key, then you can find out how much tension you need. It's just the amount of force you need to turn against the spring for the core. But the camera's not on. We've given up, Hurd. We've given up and we've gone away. There's no one here now. It's just the light from the sun coming in. That's what it is. Not really a camera going on. So if you can use psychological warfare, I'll use anything. Like I said, psychological warfare, threats, like that Titanium 80 Ti 50. I threatened it with gallium. I threatened to show it the video of Matt's lockpit and Potty attacking it with gallium and it just falling all apart and dissolving. Didn't scare it. I got a false set after threatening it, but didn't scare it into opening. Scared it a little because it knows I don't have any gallium, I guess. But I could get some if I wanted to. Right now, I'm just kind of like raking along the pins, just like pulling up and just trying to do it with tension. Just hoping, kind of making this hook act like a double peak. But no, I'm not getting anywhere with this. It's frustrating. I set a limit on my picking for like 10 minutes. I've already passed that. I'm at 12 minutes. Just to prove a point why I do this, because I reach frustration. If I haven't gotten it by that point, then I need coffee, or I need a break, or I need to do something else. That this lock is basically, it hasn't beaten me, it hasn't defeated me, but it's defeated me for right now. You know, I mean, it's put up a good enough resistance, and it's like, you know what, I haven't given up, but I'm going to pick on something. I'm going to do something else, basically. You know, I'm either going to pick another lock that I think I might have a better chance at. It might be even more difficult than this, because I've already picked it. But, there you go. Number 382 held up. I think that's a key number for it. I don't think it's a model or anything like that. I think it's just a key number. Military, it could be any kind of stamp. It could be the barracks it was locking up, or the liquor cabinet. But it held up. It held up again. Once again, another unsuccessful attempt. Make sure you two are not up to anything. We're being cool. Everything's fine, yeah. We likes her.